Neon Drive. Come on, asshole. Get started. Left and right. It's funny because my keyboard layout doesn't actually look like that. So it's kind of hard to figure out what keys were what. Because they didn't label them. I don't know why they didn't label them. But, I don't know. Although I do have an Xbox controller. That's what I'm actually using to play this thing. So. Ugh. You suck. God. This is gonna be the only 100% run you'll ever see me do. This is the worst part, and also the best, because for the next half hour you will never see me do this again. Spoilers. I will say from like the half hour I played of this, I liked it quite a bit. It's very rhythm intensive, as you can see, but really good soundtrack. Like, synthy. It's too bad this was on easy. It's too bad easy was the only one I could actually do. Let's turn it up a little. I want some more music. Yep. And that's the best you'll ever see me do at this game. Now watch me fail continuously for the next 25 minutes. Yay! Attempt number 1 of many. Don't. God. Idiot. Suck. Do. The weird thing is with Neon Drive is you're supposed to hit buttons in time with the music, but it's a little off. I don't know if that's because of the recording or because of the game itself, or that I'm running everything through a mixer, but I felt like there was a weird delay to it. Like, I have to hit a button like a split second after the beat hits. Very, very strange. And that's totally not like a cop-out that I'm just really bad at this. Like, you're about to see, like, I screw up so many times on this track. It's a very, very nice looking game, though. I have to give it that. Just very hard. Well, not very hard. I'm just not good. If you have rhythm, I think I'm too white for that. That might be the problem. This is not white people approved. You have to possess some sort of rhythm. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. I mean, if you like the first 30 seconds of any song, you're gonna love the rest of this video. It's great. Don't. Again. Unbelievable. Nope. Haven't screwed up yet. Nope. Yeah. This part always got me because you have to do like 3 button hits very, very quickly. And like I said, it's either the recording or just my ineptitude. I could not get the rhythm down. And then I screw up like that. That's always a good one. Yeah. You listen to the sweet sounds of the 80s on SplitScreen. I'm your host, DJ Fuck Up. Here to run you into walls all night long. Do 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 boom boom boom. Yeah. It continues like this for a very long time. Makes me wonder why there's like this 80s revival happening right now. I mean, it looks cool, and I'm all for it. Like, I'm super into the 80s revival, but I'm kind of curious why that's actually happening. Because, I mean, I wasn't really alive for the 80s, but from what I've been told, it wasn't that great. Like, I get the feeling that maybe people my age are a little overly nostalgic for something that they never saw. Kind of like how some people, I won't name who, wear fedoras when they shouldn't, because I don't know. I guess it's a callback to when people were... I don't even know where I'm going. But... yeah, I don't know. The 80s thing. Very flashy, very colorful, very cool, but... I don't get people my age liking it that much. Which means me as well, because I seem to like it quite a bit. I mean, okay, maybe it's the fact that a lot of the media, the movies, maybe like comics, TV shows that we grew up on were you know, majority from the 80s. So that's just shit that we watched when we were kids, and for whatever reason, the shit that you watch or at least consume when you're a kid like stays with you. So you're like later in life when you see like a rehash of that for money, because let's be honest here, you know, like most of this is just a cash in. Like this is like ooh, I remember the 80s even though I was like a baby. This is, you know, people trying to make a quick buck off of things that you barely remember. No. A la every 80s film being remade, except for like Back to the Future, which, wait for it, it's coming. And then like Breakfast Club, I guess, because I don't know how you could remake The Breakfast Club. I think maybe The Breakfast Club is too 80s to ever be remade. You could remake Back to the Future. It would be terrible, like the new Ghostbusters is going to be terrible. By the way, this was recorded before the new Ghostbusters. I have seen the trailer. It is god-awful, I know, but I'm just saying, like... yeah. I think you can make a decent Back to... No, I'm gonna change that. It's gonna be a terrible Back to the Future that they will inevitably make. Because they have to destroy the sacred cow. They have to kill it. That's just what they do. You gotta make them dollars, man. Gotta make them dollars. Anyway. This isn't really... I don't even know what the hell this is right now. This is me incredibly bored and I don't want to try and do a Let's Play. So we're just gonna play half an hour of Neon Drive and then talk over it. While I fail, like, continually. I don't even know how much longer I have. By the way, I pre-recorded this. Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay, so I've got like a third of the way to go. So we're just gonna keep talking, I guess. Yeah. I wonder what, I have to wonder when this revival started. Like, I'm sure somebody could probably tell me, or I could at least look it up. I'd have to assume... I don't know if the seminal moment was, but it was probably Drive, because I think a lot of people have seen that movie, or at least more people have seen it than care to say, for whatever reason. And that thing had pretty much everything that a good, like, 80s movie had. Well, okay, let's be fair. By good 80s movie, we mean really cheesy, like a cornball 80s movie, but again, since we were kids, or little babies, when we saw those things, they stuck in our heads, and now they're cool no matter what. So, yeah, it was probably Drive. I have to think. Because I remember, I mean, when I watched Drive, that thing was awesome. And it had the 80s soundtrack, all the synth and everything. And the reason I bring it up is because, of course, the car. Like, there's no other than the soundtrack in the car, there's no other, like, correlation between this. Like, it's a weird thing to bring up. But since I'm just here bullshitting, because there's not, honestly, like, there's not much to say about this game other than it's a cool rhythm game that I'm really bad at. And, you know, if I had a couple more days and, like, I don't know, some better implement to actually press buttons, then I'd probably have some more things to say. I'd probably have a better time with it. Seems fun, though. Okay. Why Saturn? Let's ask that question. Why Saturn? Like, where am I in this weird techno future that I can see Saturn, or at least I assume that's Saturn? Like, am I on one of the moons of Saturn? If so, why is it still Tron? And I wonder if when was the Tron remake? I don't even remember now. I guess it wasn't a remake, it was just like a weird sequel thing. That might have been the revival. That Tron movie was okay. Wasn't too bad. Had a Daft Punk soundtrack. That was the one thing it had going for it. I don't really remember much of that movie, except for the soundtrack. Why? Okay. Here's another weird question. Why do all these 80s, like, nostalgia movies, I can't remember, like, anything that happens in them, but I can remember the soundtrack? Do you think it's maybe because the soundtrack is the only thing it has going for it? That might be why. Just saying. Food for thought. Yeah, because at this point in the game, I got so tired of failing on that second song that I'm just like skipping ahead now, trying to figure out like, can I actually finish any of these other than the first one? Nope. The answer is no. I don't remember how many attempts I had on this one. It was a lot though. I think maybe I made it to 15. Something like that. Ah, idiot. This really is a bit of masochism on my part. Like going back through a video and talking over it and just watching me fail continuously. It's kind of like my life in general. Whee! Endlessly recollecting on things that I've done wrong. Whee! Oh, God. Alright. How much more? How much more? Ugh. I don't know why I keep trying to warm up before I do that. Like that me dancing back and forth is some weird warm up shit that I was trying to do to like, oh, I'm gonna make it this time. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this time. Whatever. It makes me wonder why I play games like this sometimes. Like these rhythm games. I mean, I like rhythm games. Rhythm genre's alright. It's been like beaten to death though. So I'm kind of glad there aren't that many rhythm games out anymore. But I remember like, you know, 6-7 years ago when it was like a Guitar Hero every 6 months and there were all the clones of it, and then there was Rock Band and all that shit. So yeah, see, now I just get bored and go on to the next one. I'm glad there are at least fewer rhythm games, so that means there are at least going to be some better ones instead of the same old crap. And I gotta say, with Neon Drive, like, it's a better premise than most of the shit rhythm games that come out. I think I did a little better on this one. At least, no. Okay, yeah, I was wrong. I didn't. What was the point I was gonna make? Oh yeah. Kind of reminds me why I don't often play games that have like very few checkpoints in them, like roguelikes and things like that, just because I don't really see the appeal of them. Like with rhythm games, there's a point because the songs are, you know, maybe 3 to 5 minutes total, so you don't have to spend a super long time like getting through it and then fail and then have to do like an hour's work all over again. But with shit like roguelikes, I've never really got why understood the appeal of them. I do play them sometimes, but I've never been able to really get into one. Except for maybe Don't Starve, but Don't Starve had, weirdly, I guess it was more lenient. Like, you had a better time trying to stay alive in Don't Starve, ironically. That was one of the few, but most of those, like, Binding of Isaac games and shit like that, I just, like, man, that reminds me way too much of what I do at my job. Like, a repetitive task you have to accomplish every single time. You're doing the same thing with little variations to reach a goal that is likely not going to be as rewarding as it should be for the effort that you put into it. So at that point, I'm just like, at least with a job, I get paid. You know, I get a paycheck out of it. But with a roguelike, I don't really get any reward. Because even if I beat the game, I'm just like, great, now what? I got like a skin, maybe? I don't know. I get the opportunity to do it again? That's really fucking sadistic. Like, you just beat this game that took you like 3 months to try and get through. Here you go, start over again, motherfucker. It's like, oh, thanks, dude. I had a great time. Can't remember. Yeah, I just continually fail on this one. Over and over and over again. Do. I hate that one the worst. Like that's the worst when you start one of these tracks over again and then you hit like the second obstacle. I feel like such an asshole. Especially when you're being recorded, you're just like, oh, everybody gonna see that now. Oh, they're all gonna go, ha ha ha, you suck. Oh no. I'm just flying through space right now. I wonder, if I'm flying through space, why am I in a car? Like, why am I driving? Is there gravity? It's a little weird. Am I just in like some computer program? Is this a super meta game where you realize you're in a computer program and you're driving and it's kind of pointless, but you're just doing it anyway to pass the time? Yeah, I know how that feels. Do. I didn't notice before, but some of the scenery pops in. I wonder if that's on purpose or if that's just like the game engine not doing too well. Like all this purple shit. It seems to pop in time with the music, so I wonder if it's on purpose. Although maybe all of this is in time with the music and I'm just going insane. That might be it. Do. It's so depressing. You know, the weird thing is, I gotta wonder what these buildings are for. Like, usually, when I get bored enough with a game, I start wondering, like, what's the purpose of that building that's flying across the screen right now? Why is it moving, and what does it do? Like, there are lights in it. Obviously, people are in there. There are beings in there. Is that like an office complex that's just flying through space? I hope so. I hope that's just a traveling, like insurance agency. Ironically, for collision insurance. And I hope it collides with something. That would be funny. Do. Oh man. Pop. At least they make like the first 10 or 20 seconds of every song pretty good, like a good hook, because I think they know that the majority of people are not going to finish these things, so you gotta put your best foot forward. You gotta put the best part at the beginning so that people don't get too put off by it. Just go like, oh, this song's not very good. This one in particular was kind of a bitch. Like, you see, the first bit that I get down, I don't have much of a problem with this because it's a very methodical beat. But then it breaks down, and it starts going into like triplets or some shit like that. And then the track varies. And that is kind of hard to maneuver. Like, this is pretty easy because it's just thump, 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 thump. And then go through the light, and it goes... do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and you're just trying to like, oh shit, where do I go? Where do I go? Nope. Oh, that's so embarrassing. So embarrassing, man. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do. And you go through the light, and it goes do-do-do-do. Oh, I swear to you, I do get a little further eventually. Eventually. I don't get much further, of course. But I do get further. I don't know if this game has any like underlying story to it. I didn't really read up on it. I just saw it like on Steam, and I'm like, ooh, that game's shiny. That game's shiny in its rhythm. Which is unfortunately how I like buy most games. I go, ooh, shiny. And I go like, oh, that seems like an interesting philosophical concept. It's like, no, ooh, shiny. Ooh, neon. And ooh, drive. Ooh. Does it have pumping bass? I'm in. Thunk, 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 thunk. Not that I'm particularly, like, proud of my Steam purchases. Far too many anime games. Far too many anime waifu simulators that I shouldn't buy and should admit that I own. But, whatever. Psh, psh. You'll probably see them someday. Maybe. If I ever get back into doing this. Other than this weird one-off, which I don't even know will see the light of day. I have no idea. This is just something that I threw together because I'm trying to do something other than the usual. Which I'm sure this has been done before. But it hasn't been done by me or anybody else on this channel. So I'm just gonna do it. See what happens. Kind of like the flinging shit at a wall, see what sticks. Oh. Apparently not my skill though. Not good. Not good, my friends. I ain't got no skill. And I really don't understand the concept of this level. Like, what does the star represent? Is the star supposed to be America? Is it Captain America? Is this all just an ad for Civil War? I think it is. This is clever, clever marketing. The underlying message. Go watch Captain America Civil War. It's awesome. It's got all the superheroes in it. They all fight each other. It is cool. I haven't seen it. I kind of want to see it. Even though I'm not a huge fan of superhero movies, I kind of want to see it. Because I like Robert Downey Jr. I like him as Iron Man. Iron Man's pretty sweet. And he fights Captain America, and that's also pretty sweet because I don't like Captain America very much. And if you want to call me anti-American, you go right ahead. I don't care. I said it. Yeah, this is totally just America the track. Look at this. Look at all this red and blue. Look at this red, white, and blue. This is totally just like, fuck yeah. This is Top Gun. This is totally just Top Gun the track. I expect like a screaming solo and fucking hair metal. Oh yeah, this one's really like, this one's no fun because you can't really see anything. It just pops out at you and you're just like, oh yeah, this is so much stuff. Oh no, he's no good. Yeah. So I don't stick on that one very long. I think the last bit I go back and I try this again on hard. Apparently I'm half decent at this track, but at none of the others. Cause I get relatively far on this one. Like compared to all the other tracks, I get pretty far. That's probably because this is the easiest one. See, it's really easy patterns. So I didn't have too much trouble with this stuff. Except when it comes to the cars. Like when it gets to this cars section again. Do 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 meow. Do 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 do. I never noticed the rest of the city kind of looks like a motherboard. That makes sense, I guess. It adds to the idea that I'm in some sort of computer program. Because much like the 80s, they, you know, thought that shit, they thought that the motherboard was where all the computering happens. Like this is the 80s director's interpretation of how circuitry works. It's like, oh, these little cars drive power everywhere. And there's like little blue and green cars that drive in the opposite direction. I'm glad there aren't any cops on this motherboard. Like, I would have been arrested by now. Like, seriously, talk about reckless driving. Look at me. Going the wrong direction on a one-way road and then trying to dodge all this traffic. These are some really like steadfast drivers as well, because they're not swerving or anything. If I saw a car going like twice the speed limit on the wrong way, like in the wrong direction, I would fucking freak out. I'd just go like, oh my god, he's gonna hit us! He's gonna hit us! Nope. They're just like, keep driving. Every one of them fearless. All fearless. Okay. Yeah, and then I check out endurance for a second. Yeah. Endurance is just time, you know, how long can you go? And then there's a little button down there, as you can see, that click on and off. That gives you classic layout. I had no idea what the hell that meant at the time. So I went ahead and tried it on insane, because, you know, why not? It's the end of the video. So apparently the 3 difficulties are just the speed. So it just ups the tempo. So you just go super, super fast through this thing. I don't think it's actually changed the track layout, or at least I didn't notice. It might have. I think maybe it did. I don't know. I have terrible memory when it comes to that stuff. I remember this part was back. But yeah, it mostly just speeds it up. And then once we get through this part, the classic layout just gives you more of these block patterns instead of the cars. Just gonna block all that. Boom, boom. See? That's classic instead of the cars. Which is actually a little more difficult, weirdly. But yeah, at that point I just give up. So, at that point, I think, yeah, we're pretty much done. So, I don't know really what this is. I might just like end it here, send it to Civvie, see if he actually wants to put it up, see if this becomes a thing. I have no idea. I might do more Let's Plays in the future if I can find a game that I can actually sit through for a long time. Yeah, this is how I felt. I was just like, oh, sad face. But anyway, that's gonna do it. Thank you for actually watching this. And I might see you next time. Maybe, maybe not. So, bye.